The emergency beacon had been pulsing for 3 hours when Rafi Martinez finally spotted the sleek, crystalline vessel, drifting just outside Earth's orbital defense grid. Its hull shimmered with an iridescent quality that hurt to look at directly, and energy readings were all over the place. "Control, this is salvage tug Grease Monkey," Rafi spoke into his comm. "I've got eyes on the distressed vessel, requesting permission to approach." "Copy that, Grease Monkey. You're cleared for rescue operations. Be advised, preliminary scans indicate the ship belongs to the Zephyrian Diplomatic Corps." Alvina Chen looked up from her toolkit, raising an eyebrow. "Zephyrians? Those are the ones who think our entire species is held together with duct tape and prayers, right?" "That's the ones." Rafi grinned, maneuvering their modified cargo hauler closer to the alien craft. "They keep sending technical advisors to help us properly maintain our infrastructure." The Zephyrians had made first contact 5 years ago, arriving in ships that seemed to bend physics around them like origami. Their technology was elegant, quantum-based, and completely incomprehensible to most humans. They'd been polite but condescending, treating humanity like children who'd somehow managed to stumble into space despite their primitive engineering. As they docked with the Zephyrian vessel, Rafi and Alvina suited up. The alien ship's airlock interfaced surprisingly well with human standard, one of the few concessions the Zephyrians had made to inferior design principles. Inside, they found Ambassador Veltar collapsed near what appeared to be the bridge. The Zephyrian was tall and willowy, with skin that shifted through various shades of blue. Their breathing was labored, and the ship's systems flickered intermittently around them. "Ambassador," Alvina approached cautiously, "we're here to help." Veltar's large, multifaceted eyes focused on them with visible effort. "Humans, but your technology is too primitive to—" "Yeah, we get that a lot," Rafi interrupted, already scanning the ship's systems with his modified tablet. "What's the problem?" "Cascade failure in the quantum harmonics matrix," Veltar wheezed. "The consciousness integration protocols are deteriorating. The ship and I are dying." Alvina exchanged a glance with Rafi. They'd heard rumors that Zephyrian ships were somehow alive, but this was the first confirmation. "Okay, let's see what we're working with," Rafi muttered, connecting his diagnostic equipment to what looked like the main console. Immediately his screens lit up, with incomprehensible data streams. "Alvina, this is way beyond anything in the manual." But Alvina was already moving, her engineer's instincts taking over. She traced power conduits with her hands, feeling for heat signatures and vibrations. "Rafi, look at this pattern. The quantum whatever is failing, but see how it's structured? It's like a computer network having a stroke." "A stroke?" "Yeah. Some pathways are overloaded. Others are getting no signal at all." She pulled out her multi-tool. "What if we don't try to fix their quantum thingy? What if we just reroute around it?" Veltar watched in growing amazement as the two humans began working. Instead of trying to understand the elegant quantum systems, they simply bypassed them. Alvina spliced fiber-optic cables directly into the ship's neural pathways, while Rafi jury-rigged power distribution using spare capacitors from their tug. "This is impossible," Veltar whispered. "You cannot simply improvise repairs to a consciousness matrix." "Watch us," Rafi grunted, elbow deep in alien circuitry. "Alvina, try the backup power coupling." For 2 hours they worked with the focused intensity that had carried humanity from caves to the stars. They used electrical tape, spare wire, and sheer bloody-minded determination. Every time they hit a wall, they found another way around it. Finally, the ship's lights stopped flickering. The quantum system stabilized and Veltar's breathing eased. "Remarkable," the ambassador said, sitting up slowly. "Crude, but effective. You have actually stabilized the matrix collapse." "Great." Alvina wiped her hands on her coveralls. "So you're good to go?" Veltar paused, looking suddenly embarrassed. "Well, there is one more thing. The consciousness integration, it requires a complete systems restart. But I have never had to manually restart myself before. Raffi blinked. You're asking us to reboot you? The procedure is quite simple in theory, but if something goes wrong during the restart sequence, you could die, Alvina finished. Okay, talk us through it. What followed was the most surreal 20 minutes of their lives. The ambassador explained the restart procedure while Raffi and Alvina took notes, occasionally interrupting to ask clarifying questions like they were troubleshooting someone's laptop. Right, Raffi said finally. So we initiate the shutdown sequence, wait for all systems to cycle down, then bring everything back online in the proper order. And if we mess up the timing, then I cease to exist, Veltar said calmly. But, given your success so far, I find myself oddly confident in your abilities. The restart took exactly 4 minutes and 37 seconds. For those minutes, the ship was completely dark and silent. Then gradually, systems began coming back online. Finally, Veltar's eyes opened. Did it work? Alvina asked anxiously. Veltar sat up, then stood, moving with renewed energy. They looked around their ship, then at the humans who had saved them with nothing but skill, improvisation, and an absolutely reckless willingness to try. It worked perfectly, Veltar said quietly. We owe you our existence. As they prepared to part ways, Veltar made an announcement that would change human-Zephyrian relations forever. I will be recommending to the High Council that we establish a formal technical exchange program. It seems we have much to learn from human creativity. Raffi and Alvina exchanged grins as they watched the graceful alien ship disappear into hyperspace. Think they'll stop calling us primitive? Alvina asked. Probably not, Raffi replied. But maybe now they'll say it with respect. Sometimes the most advanced technology in the galaxy is knowing when to turn it off and on again, and having the courage to try.